Tim, welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean GMT GoodPlanet. You can see this 2013 Bezel World debut and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high resolution images, and of course complete pricing details. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that the Planet Ocean GMT retains its still unique within the Planet Ocean line 43.5 millimeter case size. Now it is thick, 17.5 millimeters, it's tall above the wrist, and it does have an outward cantilevered bezel, so this one's not going to clear a tight sleeve or dress cuff, although a loose sport jacket or a blazer might stand a fighting chance. It's heavy on the wrist, and that in large part because of the bracelet. Now I've reviewed this watch before on a strap, and it's important to note that it does fit differently on the strap and the bracelet, and it feels different as well. Now here's the thing, the strap can be pulled straight down around the wrist, so if you have a small wrist like mine, 16 centimeters in circumference, the strap is going to be absolutely no difficulty, and neither is the bracelet, but when you go down to smaller wrist sizes, that's where the bracelet becomes a little bit of a different experience. Now here's the thing, lug to lug, and that's the measurement you use when the watch is on the strap. This timepiece measures 49 millimeters. The strap pulls straight down. The bracelet flares out a bit because it has these solid end links, so they actually define the horizontal measurement across the wrist, and when you measure between these extremities, now you get 54.5 millimeters. So that's how the bracelet wears a little bit differently. If you could wear this watch on a strap down to maybe 14 centimeters in circumference, on the bracelet I would say perhaps 15 is the lower limit. Now here's the other thing about it. It does a better job of balancing the watch on the wrist than the strap does. This is a heavy timepiece. The case is deep. It is substantial in its construction. Now when you pair it with a strap, which is frankly rubber and doesn't have quite the same amount of mass or balance as this bracelet, the watch can have a little bit of a tendency to want to porpoise or capsize on the wrist if you don't like to wear your watch relatively tight and cinched down. The bracelet is your friend here because it's very substantial. You can see the size of these links and the depth of them. Beautifully finished, satin on the top, polished on their flanks. They are held together by screws. We've come a long way since the pins and sleeves of the 1990s Bond Seamasters. And the watch also has a very substantial deployant clasp. Twin trigger, so its positive release can't pop open, not friction fit. When closed, it's robust, it's redoubtable, it's everything a dive clasp should be. Moreover, it still features the spectacular extensible link that allows you to fit the watch over a dive suit, but in real life, most likely over a thick winter coat or sweater. Useful in either case. Now, of course, what sets the GMT apart, besides the unique case size, is the combination of the 24-hour GMT bezel. Now, if you offset from the 24-hour hand, you can briefly, as with the Rolex GMT Master 2, see 3 separate time zones. The bezel does feature orange lacquer within blue ceramic, very durable. It has the potential for long-wearing good looks. It's not going to look like a New York City cab fender after a couple of years, as will an anodized aluminum insert. As ever, the helium escape valve is present and correct for that 1% of 1% who must go diving in a bell, and the dial has a rich blue, almost lacquered appearance. It has a gloss to it, it has a depth to it, it looks as though it's wet. All of the indices and the Arabic numerals are applied and polished, and it is generously loomed. Now here's the thing, the GoodPlanet is a special edition with unique orange and blue coloration, dedicated to essentially a marine conservation agency of the same name. So portions from the sale of the watch do go to funding ecological conservation globally. Specifically, I think it's seagrass and I think it's Southeast Asian seagrass and marshes. I believe that's what this particular watch benefits. But beyond the aesthetics, there's a tremendous amount of substance. Now we have an Omega caliber 8605, and the 8605 is part of the 8500 Omega exclusive coaxial family that debuted back in 2007. So you have quite a few refinements. You can set the hour hand independently, as you can see, of the minutes, the seconds, and of course the 24-hour hand, so you can trace your travel through time zones. It won't stop the balance, so it won't affect the isochronism or precision of the watch. Now, of course, when you pull the crown to extremity, you can still hack the COSC Swiss chronometer and set precisely. Push the crown back in, and the seconds hand resumes. To advance the date, you advance the local hour hand twice around the dial. Now here's the other thing about the watch. It's a 600-meter water-resistant watch, not a diver, because it doesn't have a unidirectional dive bezel, but it does have all of the hermeticity and durability of the conventional Seamaster Planet Ocean. 600-meter water-resistant. It's one of the few watches with that degree of depth rating that has a display caseback, and you will want to see the caliber 8605. 38 joules with a unique 25,200 vibration per hour coaxial beat rate. It does feature that Daniels coaxial architecture, so it has its own special link, omega specific, to independent high horology. A full balance bridge, it's robustly free sprung, so it has optimum resistance to shock-induced timing variation. It also has the SI14 amagnetic silicon hairspring, so again, a very durable movement and designed from the base plate up as a coaxial. With twin mainspring barrels, it has a 68-hour power reserve and smooth bidirectional winding like a Rolex, so it doesn't have that sense of unidirectional rotor wobble that you get on watches that only wind in one direction. It also features a handsome and unique combination of spiraled arabesque instead of Côte de Genève and black oxidized rather than cobalt blue screws. That's the unique finish of the Omega 8500 and 9300 families. You can see this Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean GMT GoodPlanet on bracelet in stainless steel and purchase it on our website.